Today we're going to be talking about how to use polls in Adobe Connect. Polls are a great way to help students stay involved and to be able to gauge where students are in their understanding of what's being taught in the course. To create a poll, we're going to click on the Pods button at the top left of the screen, and we're going to select Poll and then Add New Poll. To change the size of our polls, we can click on the corner of the poll box, and then we'll go ahead and drag it to size. There are three different options that we have when creating polls: multiple choice polls, multiple answer polls, and short answer polls. Let's start by taking a look at multiple choice polls. To select a multiple choice poll, we will click on this drop-down menu and select multiple choice. Multiple choice polls are a great way to quiz students. What I'll first do is type my question out in this question box. If I were an algebra teacher, I might ask, what is the equation of a line? Then, I'll give my students a few options to pick from. I might put y plus x equals c, then I will hit enter on my keyboard, then y equals mx plus b, then hit enter, and finally let's say y1 plus y2 equals x. It is important to hit enter after each answer because each line will be given as a possible response in these polls. I will then click Open to allow students to vote. In multiple choice mode, each student is allowed only one vote. When I am ready for students to stop voting, I will click End Poll. And then to show these results to the students in the cafe, I will click Broadcast Results. The next type of poll we will look at is a multiple answer poll. To open a new poll, we click on Pods, then select Polls, and Add New Poll. We then select multiple answers by clicking this drop-down menu in the top left of our poll box and select multiple answers. Multiple answers can be used to ask students questions that may have more than one answer. For example, if I want to ask my students, which of the following countries are in Europe? I'll go ahead and I'll type that into my question box. And then I would come up with a list of answers. For this, let's say Spain, then we'll hit enter. Portugal, then hit enter. Guatemala, we hit enter. Italy, hit enter. And Canada. And just a reminder, we're making sure we hit enter between each answer so that they're on separate lines because each separate line will be shown as its own response. Then we click Open and let our students vote. And for this type of poll, they'll be able to select as many answers as they would like. When we are ready to close the poll, we will click End Poll and we can see our results. The last poll that we have is a short answer poll. To open a new poll, we will go to Pods, then select Polls and Add New Polls. Our short answer polls allow students to submit their own responses and are great for open-ended questions and feedback. To select our poll type, we'll click the drop-down menu in the top left, then select Short Answer. If we want to know what subject students would like to review, we will ask it in our question box. Then we'll click Open to allow them to answer. Students will type their answers in this box right here, and then click this button to the right to submit their answers. Each student is allowed one answer, and you will see them in a list right here. When we are ready to close the voting, we will click End Poll, and then we can see our results. Then, if we want to show them to the students, we can click this Broadcast Results box. Let's say that I'm creating a poll that I plan on using during my lesson, but I don't want students to see it until I reach that point in my lesson. I will go ahead and click this drop-down box in the top right and select Hide. When I am ready to open that poll, I will go to Pods, then Polls, and then I'll select the question of the poll I want to open. In this case, let's reopen our poll of what subject would you like to review. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps you in working with your students.